Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we are going to be going over the top 20, because I couldn't just choose 10, so we're doing 20 here, folks. 2020's cars that I actually kind of love. There's obviously a lot of two things. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Two things. One, I haven't uploaded in like 5 days. How's everybody been, man? It's been a while. I'll explain at the end, but basically I've been procrastinating a deep dive video that I have to edit every day. I'm like, oh, well, I'll edit the deep dive video today, and that'll be today's video, and then I don't do it because I'm like, I get lazy, and so it's my fault. I'm pretty much, long story short, I'm lazy, and I apologize for not uploading for 5 days. And second thing, a lot of people obviously nowadays like to say like new cars suck and new cars are so bad and there's not a single cool new car on the market, and I heavily disagree with that. I don't think they're as good as 90s and 2000s cars either, don't get me wrong. Like, I think that was golden era of car manufacturing, but I think there are still some really cool cars out there that are being made in the 2020s that I think are worthy of mentioning. Some of these are supercars, but I tried to stay more towards the affordable side, so I think most of these are cars where it's like, obviously I personally can't afford them because they're brand new, but if you're looking for a new car and you're like a 30-year-old or something, or if you're doing better than me, you know, if you're 25 and you're doing better than me and you can buy a brand new sports car, then I think these are freaking sick. I think these are cool cars. Song of the day is called Let You by Ian Dior. I read this thing about how Ian Dior is for like dudes who are like, who paint their nails. Listen, man, I like him. Okay, I think he makes some good songs. I don't paint my nails, but I think he makes some good songs. All right, I'm sorry. Without further ado, let's get right into it though with number 20 of the top 2020's cars that I love. And that, my friends, is gonna be going to the Mazda Miata ND2. Now, I'm gonna be brutally honest here, laddie. I don't know what the ND2 part of that means. All right, I'm just gonna be 100% honest here. I know the ND Miata is the newest generation, the 4th generation of the Miata, but I don't know what the ND2 is. When I looked up if the ND Miata was built in the 2020s, somebody said the ND2 was, but the ND1 was not. Again, I'm assuming it's probably just a facelift if I had to guess, but either way, I love the ND Miatas. I think a lot of people don't like them because they're just not as analog, I guess, as the NAs, but like, they don't have the pop-up headlights. I guess maybe that's it. Dude, they only weigh like 200 more pounds and have, what, 40, 50 more horsepower than an NA Miata? I love these things. Coming in at 18th place is one of the more unaffordable cars on this list. Like I said, there are going to be some that are unaffordable on this list. But it's freaking sick, man. I saw it in person. I loved it. The Zinger 21C. That's how I'm assuming you're supposed to pronounce it. But either way, these things are like, I don't even know what you would call them. They're like, I guess supercars, but like they're like little street legal Formula 1 cars is like the best way to describe it. They're freaking insane is what I'm trying to say. I love them so much. I saw them in person and they look significantly cooler. They're actually a 2-seater, but they're like kind of like a jet cockpit where it's like the co-pilot or the passenger, I guess, sits behind the driver. It's awesome. These things are super cool. If you don't agree, then you're just wrong. 17th place is a car that when it first came out, I feel like nobody, honestly, not even when it first came out, I feel like still to this day nobody talks about these cars. The Acura TLX Type S. Dude, everyone hates modern Honda and what modern Honda is doing. Every time they come out with a new Civic Type R, they hate it. The Integra, they hate it. And then this one, they just say nothing about. And I think that's a crime. Yes, are they obviously a little bit worse than like the EK Civic and the freaking DC2 Integras? Obviously a little bit, but they're still freaking sick. The new TLX Type S is wide, aggressive, looks incredibly gorgeous, and it's still, at the end of the day, a freaking Honda, and it's a TLX. I think it's a better successor to the TL line than the 4th gen TL. I know that's crazy to say, but I do. I think the 4th gen TL is a disappointment. This thing is sick. And coming in at the number 16 spot is going to be going to the Lotus Emira. Emira? I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this, but either way, Lotus Emira is a freaking, in my personal opinion, this might sound be like a hot take here, I don't know, but in my personal opinion, it's kind of like a direct competitor to cars like the Porsche Cayman. Now, I freaking love the GT4 Cayman. As a matter of fact, I just now realized that's one of the cars I forgot to put on this list. I love it so much. I think it's an absolute just beauty. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the Porsche Cayman is a cooler car than the 911. I really do. I think I'd rather have a Porsche Cayman than I would a 911. And Lotus finally making like an actual direct competitor to that. That's also like not affordable, but like not so bad. It's not like 6 figures. It makes me happy. Yeah, I just looked at my list and I was correct. I did forget to put the Porsche Cayman, the new one, 718s, on my list. So just imagine that that's here as well somewhere, because those cars honestly deserve first place. I cannot believe I forgot about that until just now. But the freaking new Porsche Caymans Oh my god, they're sexy. Either way, coming in at 15th place is going to the Toyota GR86 ZN8, the new GR86, obviously. I don't know if I think it's better than the ZN6. I think I do like the ZN6 just a tad bit better, but the ZN8 is still a really cool car. And the best part about it is it stayed true to the BRZ name. I know everybody else out there likes to make fun of BRZ for only having 200 horsepower or whatever, but these cars weigh only a couple hundred pounds more than a Miata. 200 horsepower is more than enough for a car like this. It's a track car, a canyon carver, and the GR86 ZN8 stays true to that, even if you don't like the looks of it too much. I know some people don't like the looks of it. And coming in at the number 14 spot is honestly a car that I don't really care too much for the looks of, but I'll be fair, it's a good car. It's just not my personal favorite looks wise. The new Nissan Z RZ34, that's technically its name. Dude, I don't care who you are, I'm calling it the 400Z. Okay, for the dawn of time, and I am calling it the 400Z. I don't care what anybody says. Technically, it's a Nissan Z RZ34. That's why I put it here, but that's what it's called to me. Either way, yeah, I'm personally not the biggest fan of them. I've seen them in person. I'm not a big fan. I like the 370s. I like the 350Zs a little bit better. I love the 300ZXs a lot better than this. But there's no denying that the car is really freaking good. It has what, 400 horsepower, I'm pretty sure, and a 3-liter twin turbo V6. And it's not like, oh, it's another VQ style V6. No, this is a VR38 or whatever they're calling them. I don't know, not the VR38. That wouldn't make sense. It's not a 3.8 liter. But yeah, you get the idea. It's the motor in the Q50s. Like, finally, for once in Nissan Z's lifetime, they're going to have a motor that can actually handle power. Like, the VQ37 VHR was pretty good, but I mean, I think this motor actually is going to be pretty decent when in times to come. Either way, 13th place is going to the new Ford Bronco. I don't like it. I'm not a big Ford guy, as y'all boys know, and I really do not give two tiny rats butt cheeks about SUVs. I just don't care about them too much. But there's no denying that this car, it's pretty cool. And a lot of people hate the idea that, like, it looks so modern and stuff. Like, they wanted an actual just like remaster of the original Bronco or something. Dude, I think it did fine for what it's going for. Like, it's a 2020 car, and it's like, obviously it needs to look a little bit modern, and it does everything that it set out to do. It's good off-road, just like the Ford Bronco was, and yeah, it has death wobble at 60 miles an hour, just like the original Ford Bronco did. Coming in at 12th place, another one of the supercars of the list. This one's not even really a supercar, more like a hypercar. This one's really expensive, definitely unaffordable. The Pagani Utopia. I see everybody hooting and hollering about the Pagani Utopia, so I put it here. But personally, I don't like it as much as the Huayra. I don't like it as much as the Zonda. I think those cars are definitely a little bit cooler in my opinion. But the Utopia is nonetheless another Pagani hypercar. If you are a absolute billionaire looking for like literally art on wheels, you'll probably love this thing. And coming in at 11th place, barely missing out on the top 10 here, is going to be going to the Audi RS3 8Y. Hot take, I like it better than the 8V or whatever that last generation of it was. I think this one is significantly cooler looking. It has more power. I don't know if it's lighter or the wheelbase is any shorter or anything like that. Maybe it hurt a little bit in terms of the actual handling aspects of the RS3, which is what made the RS3 so popular in the first place. So I really hope it didn't. But if I had to guess, I would be willing to wager that it probably didn't. I'm willing to wager this car is still an absolute fun blast of a canyon carver to drive. They're sick. There's really, like, yeah, the M2 is pretty close competition, but that's it. And these kinds of like lightweight canyon carving style cars are going out of style, and I like when they make new ones. However, breaking its way into the top 10, I know, yeah, I put it here. As a DC4 Integra owner, I put it here. It's the Acura Integra Type S. I think the new Integra Type S is fine. I don't think it's like the coolest car out there, and I obviously don't think it's cooler than the original Integras or the RSX or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's cooler than that, obviously, but I do think that this car is still something worth like talking about. I think the new Integra is cool, especially in person. In person, these cars are wide. They have like a wide body kit on it for some reason. It's sick. The only downside, and the thing that people complain about a lot with the new Integra, and I do agree with, is the fact that it is way too heavy for what an Integra was. Like, at the time, Integras were literally 100 pounds more than an NA Miata. That's nothing, pretty much. And these cars are like just as much as a modern Camry or Corolla, which is just not great. However, coming in at 9th place, see, I don't put I keep my personal biases out of my videos. I at least try my best to, because coming in at 9th place is the Ford Mustang S650. The new Ford Mustangs are obviously worthy of being on a top 2020's cars video, obviously. I'm not a big fan of them, and I've never really have been when it comes to Mustangs. And as a matter of fact, I honestly think I like the S550s better. I don't know, I just like how they look a little bit better. But there's no denying the fact that the S650 is one of the last, if not the last remaining muscle car in the original trio, and there's a reason for that. They sell well. They're very popular cars, and they're popular cars for a reason. It's obviously pretty good, just not my personal style. However, coming in at 8th place, now this is my personal style, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I love this thing. 8th place is going to the Toyota GR Corolla. I have gone on record stating that I think it's a little bit overrated, and I do stand by that. I do think it's a little bit overrated. People are like glazing the ever-loving hell out of this car, saying it's like the best car of the 2020s. I do not agree with that. I think it's super cool, and the fact that they're sticking true to their, well, not even, well, I guess sticking true to their rally roots with the, like, you know, Celica GT4s is incredible to me. A freaking like purpose-built rally car with a manual transmission in 2020 by Toyota. What? And coming in at 7th place, another one of the hypercars of the list. But I made a whole deep dive on this, and even though I'm not a hypercar guy, I think you guys are gonna like this thing too. The Koenigsegg CC850. The reason why I think the CC850 is so freaking cool, because it comes with an automatic that's also a manual. I'm not talking like paddle shifter manuals. No. I'm talking an automatic transmission that when you want can shift into an H pattern 6-speed manual transmission. It might be more than 6 speeds. It probably is actually. But either way, that is, like, how do you not like that? Now, honestly, I don't think the looks of the car are that cool. I think there's a lot of Koenigsegg's nowadays that look significantly better than this. The Regera, the Jesko, the Agera, all of those cars I think look way better than the CC850 as a matter of fact. But just the fact alone that they made a transmission like that is enough to put it on my list. And coming in at 6th place is another one of the cars that all the car guys are loving nowadays, and I'm hopping on board. It's the Hyundai Elantra N. Now, I'm not in the boat where I think like Hyundai is like top dog right now already, but I do think they're getting there. I think they're working their way up to being a contender in the affordable sports car market, and it's all starting here realistically with cars like the Hyundai Elantra N. This thing is freaking cool. In a world of dying lightweight short wheelbase canyon carving cars, it's cool to see that the Elantra N is still here. Would I ever personally buy one? No. As a matter of fact, most of the Acuras we talked about so far today, the Integra Type S, the TLX, there's even one more that we're yet to talk about, I would definitely rather have than this, and that's what it's mainly competing against, is other front wheel drive cars like that. But it is a good start. Hyundai, keep it going. And 5th place, I mean, this thing is just, it's just sick nonetheless. It's going to the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. I don't know what the difference between the CT4V and the CT5V is, if I'm being honest, but either way, it's another Cadillac CTSV pretty much. I don't know why the 5's there instead of an S this time, but that's pretty much what it is. These things are, I believe, 600, no, I think even more than that, like no, not 800, that would be like Hellcat territory. I think it's 600, yeah, 600 horsepower rear-wheel drive sedans. Now, I do not believe they come with a manual transmission, so if that's the case, obviously that's a little bit unfortunate. I wish they did come with a manual transmission, but that it's still, I mean, at this day and age, man, you're asking for a lot when you ask for a manual transmission. These things are freaking sick. 4th place, man, it happened. It happened to me. It happened to me, unfortunately, because 4th place is going to the BMW M2 G87. What I say by it happened to me is the BMW cycle. I've always been a big hater on the BMW cycle, where a BMW car gets released or announced to the world, everybody says they hate it. Then the car gets released to the world, everybody says they never hated it. Everybody else was hating it for no reason, really. It's not that bad. And then people start to modify and actually purchase the new BMWs, and everybody's all like, oh, I love that BMW. That happened to me with the M2. I usually pride myself on the fact that doesn't happen to me. Usually I'm always like, when a BMW comes out, I either love it, hate it, and then that's it for the rest of the lifespan. Like the M5, the new M5 G90s or whatever, I don't like those. I've seen them modified, I hate them. The M2 G87, when it first released, I was like, this thing is ugly, I don't like this thing at all. Now that I've actually seen it though, modified and stuff, oh my god, I love the G87 M2s. I think it was a great car. I love this thing. And coming in at 3rd place, another one of the hypercars. Yeah, I know, a hypercar in Mark Roden's top 3. What's going on? What happened? But I love it. I've seen him in person. I went to that car show. If you guys watched that video, I saw him at that car show, and I freaking loved it at that car show. So yeah, I'm putting it here. 3rd place is the Lamborghini Revelto or whatever. It's the new Aventador, pretty much. The new flagship Lamborghini, I've heard. So, like, you know, back in the day, they had the Countach, and it was the Diablo, then it was the Murcielago, then it was the Aventador. Well, now it's the Revelto, and I think it's an incredible successor. These things in person are unbelievably gorgeous, and in my opinion look significantly better than the Aventadors. Do I think they look better than the Murcielagos? No, but at the same time, that's going to be a very, very hard thing to beat. And coming in at 2nd place, here it is. I told you guys there was going to be another Honda on this list, and I was not lying, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to the Honda Civic Type R FL5. Yeah, the new Type R. Oh my god, dude. I don't even care anymore. I'm not afraid to admit it. I think the FL5 Civics are cooler looking than the FK8s. All right, I've obviously I haven't driven either. But according to lap times, the FL5 is faster as well. I would significantly rather own an FL5 Civic Type R than an FK8. In person, these things are way too aggressive for a Honda. Like, way too aggressive, dude. That like baby light blue color that they all are colored as for some reason is perfect. And that little spoiler on the back, it's not rice, it's perfect. It's a perfect spoiler. I love the FK8s, you guys know that, but the FL5s is an incredible Civic. I love them so much. Honorable mention time, and there's going to be 2 for today, because coming in at the first honorable mention is going to be going to the Chevy Corvette C8 Z06. It's obviously a super cool car, but the C8 Corvette has been released for a while now, since like I think 2019 at this point. The Z06 is obviously super cool, and the new ZR1X or whatever that thing is called is also obviously incredible. I mean, this car is literally beating GT3 cars at the Nürburgring. That's just super cool. But the Z06 itself is also a cool car. Just thought I should mention it. The C8, though, everybody knows is kind of cool. And the second honorable mention for today's video is the Porsche Cayman GT4 RS 718 Porsche Cayman S, whatever you want to call it. The new Porsche Cayman. Yeah, I couldn't, after I realized I forgot to put it on the list, I realized I had to add it in somewhere, so here it is. I love this thing, though. Like, dude, I'm not a big Porsche guy. I really am not. I don't really care for the 911s, but the GT4 Caymans are perfect in every single regard. I love them with all my heart. They are so I'm so mad that I forgot to put it on the video. If it was on the regular video, the Porsche Cayman GT4 would be at least second place, maybe even first place. That's how much I love these cars. I think they're peak. I think they're significantly better than the first gen Cayman. I love them in every single way. However, coming in at first place, I don't know if it would have been able to beat out first place because I love these cars that much. It's going to be going to, of course, it's a Mark Roden video. Of course, it's going to be first place. The BMW M3/M4 G8X, the G80, G82s, G83s, G81s. Actually, I don't know if they do make a G81. Okay, either way, I love them. These are one of the cars where when they first came out, I actually kind of liked it right from the very beginning. I was like, this thing looks pretty nice. Yes, the kidney grills are a little bit too large, but I knew immediately that there was going to be something to fix that. Like, everybody was complaining about that, so I knew immediately that the first thing aftermarket companies were going to start working on was getting rid of those kidney grills. I knew it was going to happen. And so sure enough, when people started modifying it, they looked absolutely incredible. Now, I like the F82 M4s better, but I like the G80 M3s better than the F80 M3s, if that makes any sense. I think the 4-door G80 is better than the 4-door F80, but I think the 2-door F82 is better than the 2-door G82. That's just what I personally think. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the top 20 2020's cars that Mark Roden loves. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great stuff. And I will be leaving a comment down below with my new YouTube channel where I will be uploading any sort of gameplay videos in the future. Just random stuff. It's not going to be like a set, and it is not going to be a set upload schedule either. I might upload one video every day for like 2 weeks straight and then not upload again for another year. It's just going to be a fun video where I play video games and just talk. I like doing that anyway, so I figured why not make a YouTube channel out of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. But either way, sorry if I sounded like I was all over the place today, guys. I wrote the script out like last week, and so it wasn't like fresh in my mind, and I was like getting surprised at my own placements and some of these, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I put that there. Oh wait, yeah, I said that there. And like with the freaking with the Porsche Cayman, for example, like thinking about that, I was like, oh man, I really wish I put that on the list. So obviously today's video was a little bit all over the place, so I do apologize for that. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, das Vidania, and have a nice night.